Happy Halloween! Or as we call it around here, Paranormal Appreciation Day. And whether it's a poltergeist tormenting you in your own home or a Bigfoot stalking you in the woods, don't forget to give him that old thumbs up to let him know you care. Like Halloween, today's programming is a mixed bag of goodies. Clips that couldn't make it into my award-winning programming. So sit back, enjoy, and trick or treat. So to be clear, you can travel vast distances through space. Time travel, you have the ability to raise your consciousness to the ninth dimension and have technology far more advanced than anything we could possibly imagine as human beings. But you still have to do the butt stuff.
Yes.
Never. As per your request, we've gone to your favorite spot when you were a kid and released your ashes. May you always be free and know you are loved. Your friend, Callum.
Oh my god, what was I thinking? I'm so bored. This was a terrible idea. Why would I do this to myself? The woods, really? That's who I am now. I'm the ghost that haunts the woods. When somebody says haunted woods, that's me. Please, for everything holy, somebody tear down this nature and build like a Slotsky's Deli. I'm so bored. Hello? Anyone here? It's me, your neighbor, Lester Peterson. You couldn't help but notice that some of your devices are connected to my Wi-Fi? Absolutely incredible. Oh, jeez. Dogmen are real. Hashtag, where my dogs at? I gotta ask, what's the flea situation like? It sucks. Now run.
We have one last thing to show you, Never. The universe. Through our eyes.
My god. It's beautiful. Oh, well played. We have fun here. Speaking of fun, today's video is brought to you by That Is Impossible, and it's titled, No Way, Videos Too Bizarre to Watch Alone. As usual, I'll be leaving a link to the video in the description below. Be sure to go over there, give them a like, and a subscribe. But without further ado, let's get in the mix. All right, let's get it.
In just a few moments.
Watch my eyes.
What? We got reptilians doing street magic now?
It is weird, man.
That's that stuff again. We saw that before.
See, that's kind of a blast that I did.
Hi, I'm James LaFleur and you're watching the
LaFleur!
Impossible channel. Welcome aboard. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on for more videos like this. Today we're going to be taking a look at time travel. Is it really possible? Did it already happen? And is there any video evidence of such a thing? We're also going to be taking a look at superhumans with supernatural abilities, including a man that was discovered just recently to be somewhat immortal. There's also this mysterious video of a supposed giant that was caught on camera at a city just 30 miles away from the infamous Virginia UFO case. These and many more creepy videos such as glitches
We're
in the
jam-packed.
Matrix and unexplained
We
phenomena.
are jam-packed.
Because this is going to be a really good one. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
Oh man, here we go. Oh.
Every single day, thousands of people look up to the sky and ask themselves if we're really alone in this universe.
We're not.
I mean, it is a really good question, and being that every now and then people get to see strange things in the sky, it's become somewhat of a trending topic.
It is weird, man.
Oh my god.
But just recently, something really bizarre happened.
Okay, before we continue with this, isn't this the drone thing? Like, didn't they just do this in China with drones, like these patterns and stuff with a bunch of drones? I know I stopped it kind of early, but I want us to keep that in mind while we watch this particular clip.
Something that made the entire world look up once more and ponder if it's really just us, or if there's something else possibly hiding up there.
Oh, I guess we're not doing that. Okay, here we go.
On June 5th, 2024, just a couple of weeks ago, a Boeing Starliner was sent to orbit and everything was
LaFleur, you're showing me clips. We're moving along. I need background checks. I need to know who's involved. What's happening here?
going as it should. This is up until the moment that it docks. When that happened, they had technical issues, and these technical issues became a nightmare. Not only were they stuck up there for an indefinite period of time, just a couple of months after, they began hearing sonar-type sounds emanating from within the ship.
I'll do it one more time, and I'll let y'all scratch your heads and see if you can figure out what's going on. Here we go.
Now, it didn't take long before this became a really big topic all over the internet.
Yeah.
And because at the time, no one had any idea about the true origin of the sound, it soon became a mystery, and most people were asking the same question. Is this coming from an alien civilization, possibly hiding up there somewhere, or is it just a coincidence? Now let's just say that there's something hiding up there. There should be video evidence of such a thing, right? Well, not even a month after the Starliner was launched, this happened. On June 19th, an internet profile by the name of Les.M.Sens was having a really good time with some of her friends somewhere in Tempe.
Okay, before we continue, I thought I'm not totally versed in space. I'm not like 100%. If you know space better, can we hear sound like that in space? I thought there was some sound issues when you're in space. Like you wouldn't be able to hear a beep if it was outside of the craft because of the vacuum. Like there's no air. It can't travel through the sound waves. I don't know. Scientists that watch my channel, because I'm sure there's a lot. Could you let me know? Maybe you know better than I do. Comments down below.
Pico, Mexico. This is until they all notice what looks like a glowing round object that appears to be hiding within one of the clouds. Now keep in mind that they were about 900 miles west of Cape Canaveral, where the Starliner had launched just a few weeks prior. This is what they caught on camera.
Ahí va, míralo. No manches.
Vamos a transmitir en vivo.
Se está viendo.
Estamos abajo de
Sí,
él,
ponlo.
A ver qué.
Estamos mero abajo de él, literal.
At the time that Les was recording this video, she was still unsure what it was that she was looking at. It had this bizarre circular pattern, and at times, it seemed to glow from within the clouds.
Literal, estoy en vivo, Míralo. Míralo, está prendido. Está prendiendo. Mira.
Okay, so let's take a second. We're looking at clouds. Maybe storm and lightning jumping around in there, but a perfect circle? Huh? And not the band Perfect Circle, but an actual perfect circle within the cloud. What are the odds of that? Place where SpaceX took off. Maybe they're monitoring our development. Just saying.
It was all fun and games until they start realizing that whatever this thing is, it's possibly not a strobe light coming from the ground.
Yeah,
Now a
you would
bit
see
creeped
the-
out, they continue on recording just in case,
You'd
and
see the
this
beam.
is what happens next.
Está prendiendo, mira.
You'd see the beam, and also it wouldn't be inside the cloud. It would be reflecting off the outside of the cloud.
Sí, míralo.
eso?
Ay, no, se está prendiendo como no voy a llevar.
Guys,
Now
got
completely
'em.
creeped out.
We
Les and her
got 'em.
friends are pretty sure that whatever this thing is possibly not of this world. If we take a quick look at the video, it becomes quite clear that whatever this thing is, it's shining from behind or within the clouds, as if it's trying to hide for some mysterious reason. This, for instance, is how a strobe light will look like from the ground, and as you can see, there's a streak of light that's always visible,
there's the beam,
which is not the case
and it's on the outside
in this video. Now, what makes things even stranger is the fact that the following months there were many other sightings. It was as if there was some sort of party going on and we were not invited.
Okay, here, Neil deGrasse Tyson. All Neil deGrasse Tyson does, he's the guy from the Hayden Planetarium, is complain that there's no videos. We don't have any videos. No videos of UFOs or anything. They don't. What? No, there's none. Everybody's got cameras now. Why aren't they recording videos? They're everywhere, man. They're freaking everywhere. And I hate it when people say stuff like that, and then it's like 5 seconds online, and you could get like 1,000 videos of UFO stuff. Man, don't play, Neil. Don't play. Not on Halloween.
Lógico que é. É via Bluetooth.
Recorded from the 27th floor somewhere in Etobicoke, Ontario, Canada, we can see what looks like a cylinder-shaped object hovering in the sky. Its speed and direction is pretty much consistent. It's as if there's something controlling it.
To be fair to Neil, this might not be a UFO. This could be like a kite or a lost balloon. And yeah, of course. Now, if it started to zip around, maybe started doing some of this action, you know what I'm talking about? Then I would probably say, but if it's just floating along like that,
not only that,
we'll watch
at the very beginning of the video, we can see what looks like a cloaked object move upwards very quickly.
That's just a reflection off of the silver object, I think. I don't think that's
On May
anything.
2023, just 1 year prior, something very similar was seen in
Hey, Texas, home state.
Check this out.
Does that look like a dude? Does it like this body? Like he's got this backpack thing here? Doesn't this look like a dude? Like there's his feet and legs? Like a frog guy?
After being posted to social media,
That's
the video
weird.
got a lot of attention and most internet users were divided. Some believe that this is some sort of flying humanoid,
Yeah, see? I'm not alone.
while others state that this is just a paraglider. However, if this were to be the case, there should be a visible parachute, which there isn't.
Yeah, how is that a paraglider? Who paraglides? First of all, who paraglides that close to a plane? Like, wouldn't they be below the plane? I might not be the sharpest paraglider in the thing, but you look pretty close to some rudders. I would assume that you would jump out and be below the plane, right? Not start floating up.
If we replay the video a couple of times, it becomes very clear that this thing is flying at a consistent speed and direction, which would mean it's not falling down. But this would only be possible unless there's some sort of propulsion system. So this is either a jetpack or it's something else.
Oh, okay. I thought this was the plane. This is the guy's parachute. So I don't know where the plane is, but I don't know, man. I don't see a parachute. Dude's just like chilling, floating straight across. His backpack looks fully intact. Guys, we got him.
However, jetpacks look like this or they look like this. So not only
I don't
does
think
this
they
thing
go
not
that
look
high
like
either.
a jetpack, it kind of looks like it's morphing at certain moments. Not only that, jetpacks don't fly that high nor for that long. So whatever this thing is, it has to be something else entirely.
You know, LaFleur, you and me, we're like this. Not like this. just like this.
Something maybe similar to what was seen in Monterrey, Mexico back in 2006.
Look at that, there it is!
A phenomenon known as the Bruja of Monterrey.
Bruja means witch.
Back at the time, jetpacks were not something you'd see flying around. So I want to know your take. Do you think that there's possibly something unknown to man hiding somewhere up there?
I do believe that there's
Or
aliens.
is this all just
Yeah.
a big coincidence?
A coincidence
Have
with
you
what?
ever seen?
Okay, I'm tired of people using coincidence for things. Like, there's this mysterious plane, but planes fly in the sky. Well, yeah, but that doesn't make it a coincidence. It has to be something that's real to begin with. If it's a floating humanoid that just happens to like fly by and you're like, oh, that's a coincidence that the flying humanoid goes by a parachute guy. No, the flying humanoid alone is weird. Like it's not just like we add a weird thing and then add something normal and it's still not weird. I think it's because I was talking about Neil. Neil always upsets me. I love Neil, but he aggravates me to no end.
Anything like this before? Now, I'm not exactly sure if you're the type of person that likes going to the beach, traveling, that sort of thing. But there's one particular place in the world that everyone must visit at least once or twice, and that would be Cozumel in Mexico.
Look at this place.
With a population of just about
Look at that water.
100,000 people, Cozumel is often known for its scuba diving spots filled with crystal clear waters, vibrant coral reefs, and Mayan ruins.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
So as you can imagine, this is exactly the type of place that you'd feel as if you're in a Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
2 de julio del 2024. Si no había nadie aquí, ahora vean.
But recently, Cozumel became the center of attention, only this time, not for its beauty, but because of something far more sinister.
What is this guy doing? Where was he?
Just about a month ago, a series of mysterious sinkholes appeared along the island's pristine beaches. It wasn't just one or two, it was 12 of them. So as you can imagine, this left tourists and locals pretty much scared. After
like a
being posted
perfect
to
circle?
the internet, the videos caught widespread attention, and it didn't take long before there were dozens of crazy theories like underground tunnels and things of such.
Oh, buddy.
However, experts and researchers quickly shrugged it off as naturally occurring springs. Now, I'm pretty sure that they know what they're talking about.
Wait, naturally, wouldn't we have been able to see him before? Like, if they just pop up.
Being that there was a massive storm nearby, and springs are indeed influenced by waterfall. But still, it doesn't explain certain things. For instance...
I'm sorry. I'm confused here. You're telling me that the hole under the water, the reason that it's bubbling up is because of the water in the rain. Not the water that's already there. It's the new rainwater.
While researching the internet, I found no records of something like this ever happening in Cozumel before. I mean, if it's such a common occurrence, why are there no other videos or articles about this? Not only that, the next day the springs completely vanished into thin air as if they were never there.
6 de julio del 2024, un ojo de agua que estaba brotando muchísima agua justo enfrente del portal Maya. Pues miren, es aquí, era aquí. Aquí estaba exactamente el ojo de agua. Vean, se tapó. Ya no hay
And
nada.
one of the things that caught loads of attention was how perfectly round they looked, as if they were artificially made, or at least this is what a lot of people were pointing out.
Okay, let's do a quick... Okay, if this is the hole, if this actually is the hole, there seems to be a lot of stuff inside here. I don't know if it's new stuff or old stuff. Like, how long does it take for stuff to grow like this on the inside? But I would assume that there would be a lot more barnacle stuff if it was old and whatnot. This looks fairly new for an underwater magic hole. Guys, I'm getting tired of being strung along here with these wild things. The excuses these people are making up sound twice as crazy as what I'm saying.
And to make things even weirder, that same week it also happened at Carmen Beach.
En Playa del Carmen. Sí, amigos, justamente frente a Playita del Carmen tenemos un ojo de agua muy parecido.
Can you fall in one of those?
And other countries.
Guys.
Strange, isn't it? So what's really going on here? What's your take? Could it be that these are just naturally occurring water springs? Or is there possibly an unseen and unknown reason behind all of this?
It's the Dune worms. It's the worms from Dune. They drink water.
I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I used to think about time travel all the time. Is it actually possible, and does it already exist somewhere in the future?
Okay, to be clear, time travel is possible. Mathematically, it is possible. There's just such a huge energy requirement to do it. I think it's like the entire output of the sun for an entire year in order to do it or something like that. But yes, it is possible. Are we capable of, have we been able to do it? I don't know if we are ever going to be able to do it.
And is there any evidence of such a thing?
Stephen Curry? And in 10 years, I'll be with my dad, and we'll be watching you.
Well, maybe there is, and I'm about to show you guys the best video evidence of the possible existence of time travel. But before we go on, let me explain exactly how was it that time travel became such a trending topic in the past 100 years. In 1935, a Royal Air Force Marshal named Sir Robert Victor was flying over this used airbase in East Scotland. The airbase had been empty for years, and it was while flying over it on a very rainy day that Sir Robert noticed something odd. While flying through a thick cloud, the rain completely vanished and the sky turned blue. At first, Sir Robert didn't know what to make of it, but it was when he looked down that he saw as if the airbase had shifted right in front of his eyes.
I remember this, yeah.
The airbase was all of a sudden fully operational with people dressed in blue and several yellow airplanes parked on the runway. At this point, Sir Robert was very much confused, and years later, he wrote a book about it. Now, what happened to Sir Robert is considered as a time slip, and it's a very strange phenomenon where people supposedly experience time travel for a brief period of time.
何それ？これなんだ？箱か。名刺入れかなんかな。じゃあちょっと重たい。あ、これ手鏡です。はい、手鏡だ。
For instance, in this particular video supposedly recorded in the 1980s, a reporter comes across an iPhone 13 that was locked inside of a drawer. And at first, this video was considered as a possible time slip, but later on, the original uploader changed the description stating that the video was actually a TV series that was recorded in the early 2000s.
Oh.
But because there's very little information about it, I guess, we'll never know. Now, what makes Sir Robert's story different and very much credible is the fact that the airplanes back in 1935 were silver in color, but in 1939, they began painting them yellow and Navy personnel began dressing blue, which is exactly what Sir Robert saw that day.
I remember when he told the story, everybody was like, yeah, no, you don't know what you're talking about.
But here's the thing, after Sir Robert's incident, there were many others, and some were actually caught on camera. In this video recorded during a TV show from the 1980s, a woman can be seen holding what looks like a smartphone, and with it, she seems to be recording something in landscape mode. Then just moments afterwards, she switches the phone to portrait orientation to review whatever it was that she had recorded. This is insane.
I have never seen that video before.
So what is going on here? Just so you have an idea, the first LED touchscreen phone that actually looked like this was invented by LG and it was named Prada. It was released on December 12, 2006, almost 30 years.
Oh, jeez. I was way off.
After this footage was taken.
Okay, like I remember the Charlie Chaplin time traveler one where it looks like there's a phone, like a flip phone or something. But this actually looks like she took a picture, flipped it over, and is like sending it back to the future.
The creepy thing about this video is that if we slow-mo and zoom in, it actually looks
she's
as
looking
if
at it.
This could be some sort of touchscreen phone. Strange, isn't it? But it gets even stranger in this next video uploaded by History in Color YouTube channel. The video was originally recorded in the 1930s somewhere in Amsterdam, and in it, we can see bits and pieces of how life was back in the 1930s. Everything seems to be as it should. This is until a specific scene where we can see a woman coming out of a shop. She seems to be holding what looks like a mobile phone.
Okay, so this is the same thing from the Charlie Chaplin movie thing. I think it's the Charlie Chaplin movie. Where they have something, apparently they say it's like a thing to help people that are hard of hearing, that they just hold up to their ear, which they did have back then. But it kind of looks like they're talking into it, so.
And if we slow-mo and zoom in, it seems as if she's actually talking to someone. Now, being that the first mobile phone was invented in the 1970s, it would be quite impossible for such a thing to happen.
Right.
But
here's the thing. Nobody's really looking at her talking into a box. That's the problem. Like, it would seem like the kid would be highly interested. Everybody would be interested in this woman talking into this little black box looking thing. So, I don't know. I think it's like the thing that they keep in order to hear things better. Like if they're hard of hearing.
it doesn't stop there. In a video posted by ScoopView YouTube channel, a woman can be seen coming out of a DuPont factory in Massachusetts. She also seems to be holding a mobile phone of some sort.
Look at that. This one is crazy because you can see her like close it too. Like
to say, the video caught a lot of attention, and while some believe that this is possibly proof of time travel, others think that this is just a small portable radio or some sort of hearing instrument from the 1930s. The only problem is, it doesn't look anything like the hearing instruments that they had back at the time, and the small portable radios weren't that small.
I don't know, man. Because
I quickly began researching the internet just to find out if DuPont was by any chance developing wireless phones back in the 1930s.
Oh,
and I found absolutely nothing. Not only that, the first transistor was not invented up until 1947, and the first wireless phones that were developed in the 1980s were heavy and huge as bricks. So whatever's going on here, this could actually be video evidence of time travel. But it doesn't stop there.
But here's the problem. Why is nobody interested in what she has? Like, if I saw somebody come back in time and was just walking around like swinging a real lightsaber and like cutting down mailboxes and stuff, I'd be like, what is that? Or, you know, if somebody had like a bionic arm that would just transition into like a screwdriver and start doing stuff, I'd be like, what is that? But nobody seems interested in this. Like, they're all just like, yeah, chilling out, you know, whatever. Somebody from time, yeah, it's a regular occurrence.
It just gets stranger and stranger. In this next video posted to YouTube of a Mike Tyson fight that happened back in 1995, we can see what looks like a woman holding a smartphone.
He got away from prior to prison. Customato once told him your greatest asset can become your greatest weakness. So he's been working a great deal on his business.
So I've seen this one.
At the time the video was uploaded to YouTube, it caught a lot of attention, and many internet users were saying that this is just a Kodak camera or maybe a Casio camera. Which in this case, it could be, even though the footage isn't quite clear, so it makes it really hard to tell what it is that we're looking at. But when it comes to time travel caught on camera, things just get stranger and stranger. In this next video posted by The Human Coffee, a boy can be seen coming up to Stephen Curry back in the early 2000s and telling him how he would be really big one day and that he would be watching him. Now notice that he's wearing a Golden State Warriors t-shirt that did not exist back at the time. Pay very close attention.
Stephen Curry? Your dad played in the NBA? I bet you want to be just like him.
Steph.
I came back to tell you something. You'll practice hard, and you will be. And in 10 years, I'll be with my dad, and we'll be watching you.
Strange, isn't it? After doing a quick research, I found out that this is possibly a commercial that was aired for the Golden State Warriors back in 2011.
I was like, we finally got proof. We've got the proof. We've got the action. Oh, man.
The only problem is they never explained how they did it. And after being uploaded to YouTube, the video caught a lot of attention and internet users were totally divided. Some believe that this is computer generated and that the boy was inserted into the video. Others think that this is possibly one of the best video evidence of time travel. And well, maybe it is.
Listen, guys, I don't think you understand how well AI and stuff, like, we can do this now. This is not an impossible thing. This was probably a commercial, or wasn't, or one that was put on there. But I will say this. It is extremely creepy. Like, I would be creeped out if somebody came up to me and was just like, hello, Never. I'm going to be one of your subscribers one year when you grow up. What am I, 160? Yes. I mean, you won't be famous, but I know who you are. You know, something like that. If I was like a kid, I'd be like, that's creepy. What is YouTube?
I came back to tell you something.
Some internet users pointed out that they actually saw this video before it became a commercial, which is kind of strange. Not only that, there's something even stranger that was pointed out by an internet user, and he says, "For your information, this is post-Steph getting drafted to the Warriors by 3 years, but the implications of Steph being a leader of the Warriors also seem to be implied, which I don't think happened yet as of the age of the commercial. In other words, Stephen Curry only became a big star in the NBA between 2014 and 2015, which would mean that this commercial was made before that. So even if it was planned, CGI and all that, how did they know?" There's also the fact that at the time this commercial was released, it was not possible to do such a thing with artificial intelligence.
I stand corrected. You see? I stand corrected. You see how that works, Neil deGrasse Tyson? I stand corrected. I can admit when I'm wrong. I hope this finds you. Oh, you aggravate me.
Not only that, Stephen Curry and his dad seem to acknowledge the presence of the boy, which would mean that this is either one of the best commercials ever made in terms of computer editing, or this is possibly the real deal. But I guess that we'll never know.
What do you mean? You still have the video?
Now when it comes to time travel, there are many more videos such as this one, where a man apparently saves himself from an accident.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was crazy.
To this day, no one knows exactly why both men look alike, and why one of them knew that something was going to happen.
It's his guardian angel, man.
Some theorize that this is a person that went back in time to save himself from this possible incident.
What if that was you? What if you're the linchpin? Like, you know how they had it in, like, I don't know if you've seen Deadpool, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but you're like the linchpool, like the linchpin, not the lynchpool. Well, that would be a cool name. Linchpin for, like, your timeline. And they have to constantly go back and keep you from doing stupid stuff.
In this
Mark
next
that
video
down for an
recorded
intro.
in the 1970s, a man can be seen wearing clothing way ahead of his time, and everyone noticed it.
And we do mean wool, brave the frigid wintry blasts of zero weather, dressed in everything from earmuffs to such mysterious get-ups as this. Hiya, stranger.
Now when it comes to time travel, there are several videos and photographs that we could analyze, but the real question is, does time travel exist somewhere in the future? And are these videos and photographs possible evidence of such a thing? What's your take?
Están confirmando que no van a ser partidistas.
What do you think, guys?
More than 100 years ago, in 1911, a group of miners were digging at a site in Nevada known as Lovelock Cave. They had been digging for days looking for bat guano, a highly valued fertilizer at the time, but instead, they found something truly unexplained. What appeared to be giant skeletons and artifacts of unknown origin were scattered throughout the cave, and at the time, this was considered so fringe that it ended up featured in several articles and outlets.
Wait, is this real? This actually happened?
Normally, this discovery would have gone unnoticed, if not for the fact that the Paiute native tribe had an entire legend about red-haired giants and
Yeah, okay. I know this legend too. If you don't know it, I'll let them tell you. But this is very important. I do know that. And that they've had this legend forever.
Inhabiting this very cave thousands of years ago. Now because of this, what was once considered just a bad time story became one of the biggest mysteries of all.
Okay, I guess he's not going to tell you. Basically, the natives were in a constant war with these giants. I'm doing the TDLR. And what happened is eventually they pushed the giants back into these caves, blocked the caves off so that they couldn't escape, and set fire to the stuff that they blocked the cave in order to, I guess, kill the rest of them. I don't know. Life retire. I don't know if I can say the K word on YouTube. But that's what happened. So that's why the bones are supposedly in these caves. But I didn't know they actually found them.
Time. Were giants alive in the past? And are they still alive today? Now, for some mysterious reason, in the past few years there have been dozens of sightings of supposed giant beings. In Canada.
See, the problem with these, though, is it seems like it's an angle thing or like a view thing.
Mexico.
This one's crazy.
Thailand, and many other places.
Here's the reason I say that, is it's always the same. You never see them on flat ground. You always see them on a hill and at a distance. That's what makes it not seem weird to me. Because you never just see them like down the street standing next to a building or something. They're always on a mountaintop or a cliff or something.
And just a few weeks ago, something truly bizarre happened in São Tomé das Letras. Now, São Tomé is a small town located in the state of Minas Gerais, Brazil.
Okay.
And it is widely known for its mysteries.
Ai, galera, chegamos. Vai ela aqui.
Sightings, and unexplained phenomena. And it was while touring the town that a group of friends noticed what looked like a giant being. And this is what they caught on camera.
Oh, so is this a bush or a tree? See, now we're getting some ratio here. Now we're seeing, but is he tweeting? What's he doing? Came to Earth. It's okay, I guess. And he sends it out.
In the video, we can see what at first looks like a very tall person in the distance.
Look, but nobody else is interested. Nobody's interested. This is what I'm talking about. This must be an angle thing. Or they know that guy. Oh, that's Ted. That's Ted the Giant. You should see him try to buy t-shirts. It's insane.
At first, I thought it could be an optical illusion, and I guessed that most people thought the same thing. It's when they zoom in that it becomes quite clear that this is possibly not some sort of illusion.
It looks weird.
If you take a look at the trees, they don't seem far from the person being recorded. Not only that, in a second video that they uploaded, we can see the person walking side by side with the trees, and this person still looks as if it's 8 to 9 feet tall. Not only.
Okay, so how big's that building thing then? It's an easy way to check it out. all you have to do
a lot of attention, and
is,
most people seem to think that this is an optical illusion, and
yeah.
well, it could be. But the problem is, most people can't seem to explain.
Because he walks by that building. All you would have to do is see how tall he is compared to that building. Like, if they say the wall's 11 feet high, then you're going to know. That's just let's go, man. You got the video camera.
How this optical illusion is happening. And I guess that this is because both the person and the trees are not in different optical planes. Not only that, São Tomé das Letras isn't exactly your typical place. For instance, it's only 30 miles away from the Varginha UFO crash that supposedly happened in 1996, where it is said that the Brazilian military captured an alien.
Is that the one that killed like some
It's also
military
known
guys
as a
by
UFO
accident?
hotspot where people usually see luminous objects going into caves and never coming back. There are also several magnetic anomalies and supposed entrances to a mythological place known as Agartha, or Hollow Earth. There are many caves that have been shut by the military for unknown reasons.
Well, let's not say unknown. They could be like dangerous for like, you don't want to get a kid that gets lost or something in there, or a pet or something. But we're gonna have to go down to the old local, what do you call it? The place where they keep all the records. The record shop for the history of the town. What is that called? The historian? The town historian? Or I thought it had a name, I forgot.
So I'm not exactly sure about this one. I want to know your take. Do you think that this is just an optical illusion, or is there something else going on here? Now, when it comes to bizarre and unexplained things caught on camera, it doesn't stop there. On August 2024, an internet account by the name of Tins was somewhere in Perth, Australia, when all of a sudden she decided to record a plane that was flying by. And this is what happened. Did you see that? As she begins to record the video, we can see what looks like 2 or 3 orbs around the plane. Then, as she pans the camera to the right, we can see what looks like a really bizarre anomaly in the sky. After posting the video to social media, it amassed thousands of views and hundreds of comments, and people were completely baffled.
Isn't that the same thing that happened in like China or whatever, where they saw the floating city? It's just a weather phenomenon. Now, as for the orbs, those could just be holes in the clouds where the light's coming through, maybe. Oh, and by the way, I have to say this every video. It's not. I don't say this stuff to debunk videos. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened in a lot of this stuff. So I just try to figure out the logical. But that doesn't mean it wasn't paranormal. I believe in the paranormal. I get a lot of crap because I believe in the paranormal. But I try to go for the lot because I want to get that piece of evidence that really just nails it. Like if we could just nail it just one time to where it's unrefutable, boy, that's going to be a good day. I hope I live long enough to see that day. I really do.
While some believe that she was possibly recording from behind of a window and that this is just a reflection, most seem to agree that there's something really strange about the entire video. What are these orbs, and what is this massive glitch or object in the sky? Some suggest that for some mysterious reason, she was able to catch a glimpse of another dimension or alternate reality.
Maybe.
Others stated that this could be a massive ship of some sort that was hiding in the clouds. Now, I'm not exactly sure that this is what's going on, but I can't seem to find any other explanation. But when it comes to unexplained phenomena, it just gets stranger and stranger. Just a couple of months ago, most TV cameras were pointed at the World Wrestling SmackDown that was happening in North Carolina. Everything was going as it should, up until the moment that someone in the audience notices something very odd about Montez Ford. Check this out.
Exclusive items and so much more, all at the Rec Room in downtown Toronto, open through Sunday.
He's just doing a bit.
Montes Ford appears to glitch or freeze for some mysterious reason. And this isn't just 10 to 20 seconds, this is minutes long.
He's just doing a bit. Or he's really nervous.
Now what's really strange about this video is that if we slow-mo and replay a couple of times, you'll see how it really looks like Montes Ford isn't even breathing.
Oh, well.
He's not moving at all. Now what's even stranger is that this isn't the first time such a thing happens.
Okay.
There are many other videos.
Not
of
Eminem.
artists,
We lost
players,
Eminem?
and TV hosts glitching the same way.
We have a word for that. There is a scientific term for this. It is called a brain fart. I don't know if you've ever experienced it, but sometimes you just stare off for a second because you forget what you were saying or you forget what you were doing. They're referred to as brain fart.
To this day, there's very little explanation to why this happens. Some theorize that it may have something to do with MK Ultra, a supposed secret program focused on research in mind control. Others think that this is possibly evidence of the simulation theory.
I'm so confused. Where are these things moving?
But I want to know your take. Do you think that
sitting on
this
the
is
plant.
possibly
You can
a
see their
hoax,
legs
or
on the
is
plant.
it the real deal? And could it be that giants are still living somewhere in this world, hidden from us?
They're in inner Earth. Everybody knows that.
Now, I'm pretty sure that at least once or twice in your lifetime, you've heard about a man that goes by the name of Count Saint-Germain, a well-known aristocrat and alchemist from the 1800s. Most people who have heard about the Count usually know that he was considered by many as a man of knowledge. What you probably don't know about him is that everyone that met him used to say the same thing, that he always looked young. Just so you have an idea, in 1759, Voltaire, a well-known philosopher, wrote a letter about him, and in it, he stated that the Count knew everything and never died. Strange, isn't it?
Yes. But I have heard the story of this gentleman, and it's not what you think it is. There is a lot of speculation, and there is a lot of misinformation, and there's a lot. Number one, this gentleman, they didn't have photos back then. They didn't have TikTok, and they didn't have Instagram. So people would pretend to be this guy to get into parties. So when people would say he did look young, it was probably people pretending to be him or whatever. Anyways, there's a whole long thing. I know you can look on YouTube and you can find the whole story and documentation. That's how they always get me, is documentation of this stuff. And you come to find out he's not immortal. It's not what you think. He's not like some super smart guy. He speaks different languages because it's different dudes. So I just want to throw that out there. It's a very interesting story for interesting stories and fun. I loved it when I first heard it as well, but we got to be clear. It's probably, I'm not saying it is, but it's probably not real.
At first, it may seem like a friendly compliment, but the deeper we go into the Count of Saint-Germain's life, the more it becomes clear that there was something very sinister about it. Now, despite being officially pronounced dead in 1784, there were several people who claimed to have met with him after that, and Anton Mesmer was one of them. In the 1900s, almost 100 years later, socialite Annie Besant and author C.W. Ledbetter claimed to have encountered with the Count several times. It's not just one person, you see, it's several respected personalities that seem to share the same sentiment, that the Count was cursed with immortality. Some think that because he was an alchemist, he had found an elixir of life. Others believe that he was possibly a time traveler and went by several names like Plato and Nikola Tesla. To this day, his real name and real date of birth remains unknown. But here's where things take a really strange turn. I began researching the topic just to find out if there are other people out there with the same superhuman ability. And I actually came across video evidence that may actually suggest that there's a hidden gap of knowledge in our world, one that for some mysterious reason only a select few possess. In this particular video uploaded by internet user Kwang Fox, we can see a master of martial arts using the power of chi upon a sheet of paper, and this is what happens.
Wait, did he just light that page on fire?
In this particular video, a group of people is recording a man that seems to be using some sort of superhuman ability to pierce a sheet of paper without touching it. It seems as if he's using some sort of ancient technique known as Qi Kong or Qi Kong to manipulate his body's energy that allows him to somehow control things around him. Now, this isn't the first time that someone demonstrates something like this. In previous videos of mine, I featured a man known as John Chang who could supposedly do similar things by using
I've seen this one.
Some sort of forbidden knowledge.
And it just ignites.
It's the sort of thing that you'll find spread throughout ancient history and ancient texts. And it's quite astonishing that nowadays, very little is known about these techniques.
Look at him!
It's as if the deeper I went into this topic, the more I had a feeling that if there is a way to fully unlock the power of our mind, it's most likely being hidden and kept away from the rest of us. On March 2010, a woman named Ilya was inside of...
Look, I probably 2 or 3 videos ago, we watched a guy doing wind stuff. And there were people, subscribers and whatnot, that were making comments, whether they believed it or didn't believe it. And some people believed that he was actually able to move the wind and whatnot. I'm still not entirely convinced, but I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater or anything like that. There's always the possibility in my mind that we have unlocked potential. They're still trying to figure out human consciousness. They are to the point where they're almost 100% sure we can transfer our consciousness. And if that's possible, that could explain a lot of travel through space and whatnot, where we could just put our consciousness, just meditate and put our consciousness into a spaceship or put our consciousness into a robot or something like that. I mean, hey.
Her apartment,
maybe we can use our consciousness to manipulate
all
reality.
Of a sudden, she noticed something really odd while looking out the window. So this is when she did what anyone would do. She got her camera and began to record, and this is what she saw.
That's nuts. Okay, so what could this be? This looks like an industrial type park. There looks like some stuff. Maybe they're wearing like a fire retardant type thing, and maybe the sunlight's hitting him and he's making him glow like that. That being said, that's pretty extreme. That is extreme. Is it even a person? It could be a molten monster. We don't know. These seem like the type of breeding grounds here. Maybe.
Now, whatever it is that's going on here left Ilya completely baffled, so she went back inside told her husband about it, and this is when they both went over to the window to watch this mysterious being.
It's definitely a person.
At this point, Ilya and her husband began theorizing what is it that they're looking at. Is it possibly the sun reflecting on this person, or is it something else entirely?
Here's why I don't think it's the sun. I don't see a lot of like reflection, because that would be hard sun right there. I don't see a lot of reflection on anything else. That's the issue I'm having here.
Now, being that I don't see the sun reflecting anywhere in this video,
look, listen, I don't watch this beforehand, okay? I don't get with U.F.O. I don't call him up and be like, hey, I'm going to be reacting to your video. We need to get our story straight. I don't do that. He and I just have the same type of mental structure, okay? This is how we piece things together, okay? And they just happen to look the same. Let's keep it.
I don't think that this is the case, and it seems that most internet users agree. While some believe that this is possibly an alien humanoid being, or even a superhuman, others think that this is just a strong light inside of that room reflecting onto the person.
Well, the problem is if it's a superhuman being, what's he doing chilling out in a dumpster here? Like, this doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't use my superpower just to like hang out in a metal box. What?
Now, I'm not exactly sure that this is the case. What I do know, however, is that there were many other internet users leaving comments stating that they had experienced and seen something like this before.
Really?
There's also a moment where this thing, whatever it is, seems to stare back at the camera, and this is when the camera starts glitching and freezing. Now, this could be just a coincidence, but the question remains. Is this some sort of human being with supernatural abilities, or is it something else entirely?
It starts glitching, could be radiation.
Now, when it comes to superhumans caught on camera, it doesn't stop there. In 2014, Michael Grubb uploaded a very bizarre video to YouTube where he shows us some of his telekinetic abilities.
Real quick. Michael Grubb, AMI. This is also with Kyle Lavelle, AMI. I'm trying to see if we're going to be kicked out of here, because that's the real concern.
At the time, the video caught so much attention that it ended up being featured on the Travel Channel and many other documentaries. Check this out.
Almost. So as you can see, that's kind of a blast that I did.
This is the wind thing again.
Michael seems to use some sort of telekinetic ability to control the wind. Now, because there were so many people suggesting that this could be fake or that he was using fans, he ended up recording a 360 video to show that this is not what's going on.
Oh, awesome. That's great.
That you can get immediate results and then adequately demonstrate that there are no fans. Anytime I do something, you have immediate results, and you can look all around.
Could it be that certain people are actually able to unlock hidden potentials of our mind and body, such as Alexei Kurochkin, who has been training his telekinetic abilities for quite a while now? There's also this very bizarre story of a man who lives somewhere in Tanzania. His name is Ismail Azizi, and he was recently interviewed by the YouTube channel Afrimax. In this documentary, they explain how Ismail has an eerie ability of coming back to life every time he dies.
We had come to bury him.
Okay. two things. One, if it's a prank, I don't like pranks like this. But two, there is a medical condition. There's an actual medical condition where you stop breathing and it appears like you're dead. And it's an actual medical condition, and people have woken up and your blood still pumps and stuff, from what I understand. It's not like you get brain damage from lack of oxygen. It's some weird condition where your blood still circulates, but you can't detect it. And people have woke up in like the morgue and stuff before. That's a real thing that's happened. It's bananas. So that's what I think's happening here.
But just before the ceremony started, he came out of the coffin. Everyone there immediately ran away because it is terrifying to see someone you know is dead come back to life.
Now, despite facing numerous accidents, illnesses, and many other bizarre events, Ismail repeatedly comes back to life.
The following year, while farming, I was bitten by a snake. With no one to help me, I went to the doctor only after the poison had spread throughout my body. It didn't take long for me to die. This time, my family came back because I spent 3 days in the morgue, which was longer than I had ever been dead before.
Needless to say, his family, neighbors, and locals in the town began fearing Ismail. Not only that, they thought he was some sort of sorcerer, and because of that, they set his house on fire. 3 days later, he came back to life.
So he doesn't really benefit from pretending to be dead and coming back to life. It looks like, if anything, it's a negative in his life, because if people are burning his house, they think he's some sort of a demon or a witch or something. It seems like a bad thing. I think this might be the medical condition thing.
Again.
I continued to live, but I felt that there was something wrong with my life. Every time I died and came back, my body felt very strange.
Strange, isn't it? Now, could it be that Ismail is suffering from some sort of curse or witchcraft?
Show it to the camera. Watch. Look. Watch my eyes.
The reptilian. There he is.
Or is it possible that people like Ismail and Count of Saint Germain are gifted with some sort of supernatural ability?
So if you don't know how he does the eye trick, I can't do it with my eyes because I can't get them all the way to the side. But what he does is he puts them all the way to the side, and then you'll see him blink, and that's when he shifts them to the other side. And then that's when it looks like they went all the way around. So you can go back and watch that.
I want to know your take. Do you think that there's some sort of forbidden or forgotten knowledge that we have little to no access to, or is there something else going on here?
I don't know. When it comes to this stuff, I don't know. Oh!
Well, this is it for now, but we do have more videos. Don't
Thank you,
forget to check
listener.
him out.
That is impossible. Filling up the old trick-or-treat bag, huh? With all the goodies, all the clips. Don't forget to go over there, give him a like and subscribe. I left the link below. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe as well. And don't forget, have a happy, safe, wonderful Halloween. I hope you get all the sweets that you want and you never get cavities. That's how we work here at the channel. Anyways, until next time, I'll see you when I see you. So see ya.